Good evening and welcome to the Action News 5 Digital Desk Nighttime. I'm meteorologist Ron Childers, or, as we like to call it, it's more the Lydian Canine and Ron Childers chat time here on the web.
Hi, that's me.
That's it. Lydian Canine, she is our digital desk person. You're like the guru of all of this, right? I mean, you're all things digital. So. Well, when I got into the business years ago, we had producers, the reporters, the photographers, we had the assignments desk, but then I guess it was right around the early 2000s, the digital component came into play, and we had, I think, just one person originally whose responsibility it was to handle all things digital, and now we got a team, and you're like a big part of that team too, huh?
Well, I appreciate that.
You guys do a lot. You really do. I mean, and if you think about it, that's kind of where it's going right now. That's good for you. Maybe not so good for me. That's why I say get the app, right? Get the Action News 5
get the app.
And by the way, thank you for joining us. Some of you watching on Facebook tonight, others on the Action News 5 app that is available on Roku, Amazon Prime, or Amazon. What is that thing?
Amazon Fire.
It's Amazon Fire, and then the Roku.
Yes.
Am I right? I'm looking over here because that's where Lydia. And Apple TV. Yeah. So we've got Apple TV. We got the Fire Stick. That's what it's called. Am I right? And then a Roku. And you can download the Action News 5 app there. If you're watching on Facebook and you don't have that, go over there and grab it. It's a cool thing to have. And there's a whole bunch of what else is on there? What else are on our apps, Lydian?
Are you talking about our
like
apps for the TV or our apps
for
on
the
your
TV?
phone?
Because we have the apps for the phone. You get the Action News 5 app. You've got the First Alert Weather app. But the apps for the TV are really kind of cool.
Yeah, you can go through our shows, like our 5-star stories, our digital desks in the morning, and
all the
like
Bluff City Lives are
there?
there?
Yeah, Bluff City Life, 901 Nows.
Oh, there's so much stuff on there. It's absolutely amazing. Joyce and I watch it oftentimes too. But anyway, that's where we're coming to you tonight. So multiple levels, multiple digital platforms, and Lydian is here to help us do this one because even though I'm in front of all this equipment, I have no idea how to work any of it.
And I'm just doing my best.
How's your day going today? It's good? Noticeable difference in weather from yesterday and tonight?
Yes, it was quite chilly when I walked outside this morning to let the
We are
dog
30
out.
degrees colder right now than we were last night at this same time. We were in the mid-70s last night. We're right around the low to mid-40s
what happened?
right
What'd
now.
you do?
We had a cold front that came through. And I mean this time a full-fledged cold front. We're going to talk more about that coming up. But wow, big story. The big national story, I think, is what's going on in Texas. And we were talking about that today on Action News 5 at 3:30. I think you've got some pretty impressive. Is this video or is this?
Yes. Would you like to take a look?
Yeah, let's see what you've got.
So, of course, the Texas Panhandle is supported by one of the largest wildfires on record we've had.
Yeah, this is the second largest wildfire in the state of Texas. 800 square miles of Texas Panhandle on fire. And that just looks apocalyptic. Absolutely apocalyptic.
Very devastating, very sad. I'm not sure how much has been contained by fire battling fire, but I know that it's still going.
Yesterday winds were really feeding. 0% of that fire was contained yesterday. I don't have the stats updated today. 0% contained yesterday. And there were communities that were surrounded by fires. That is the Texas Panhandle, also a big cattle area too. So, wow, the stories that are going to come out of there are going to be, we're going to hear about this one for a long time, I do believe. And those flames fanned by some of the strong winds that came through. We're going to talk more about that in a moment. You get something happy for us, Lydia? What do we got?
I have something that might tickle you, Ron. Would you like to check it out?
Yeah,
so I don't know if our viewers are, regulars of Wendy's. I don't know if anybody likes Wendy's. Do you get Wendy's?
I will have a burger every now and then. If my cardiologist is watching, it's not that often. All right.
I personally am a Burger King person myself, but people got really upset when supposedly Wendy's was going to surge its prices based on busy hours.
Yeah, they were going to, I'd seen this. It was a story that they were going to price items based on
how busy they were.
Yeah, just
change the prices throughout the day, which
demand. It was
feels
basically a supply and demand thing.
that very slimy. People did not like that. It received a lot of backlash online.
But that's what we were led to believe.
Yes, so it's actually not the case. So this is on our social media, and it's getting a lot of talk. So Wendy's says it's not raising prices during high demand periods.
That's good to know.
Yeah, various media reports misunderstood the company's announcement about digital menu boards that they're trying to introduce to all their restaurants.
Various media outlets. That's us. They're blaming us. Right?
In part. We covered the stories too when it first gained attention. But these, the digital menu boards that you would see, you've seen them at other fast food restaurants, the ones that, the digital boards. But anyways, they say that these new boards would change the menu offerings at different times of day. And they had a full release on it, but the false reports said that Wendy's was looking to test having the prices of the menu items fluctuate throughout the day based on demand. And even, get this, even Burger King today responded to the backlash that Wendy's was getting by announcing that they're giving away free burgers, saying, quote, "The only thing surging at Burger King is the flames."
Burger King loves.
That's through Friday, by the way.
Good little.
We have another story
like that,
on that on our website, the Burger King story. But yeah, they're offering that through Friday.
Wendy's blaming the media, saying marketing and promotion. We're getting closer to spring.
We
You notice that?
are. Oh, are you ready for it?
Yeah. You got the countdown, right?
Yes, I
What
do.
do we have?
We are 20 days away.
Oh, 20 days until spring. It got a little bit of a taste of it this week. Yesterday was one of those spring days, or felt like spring days, that we don't really like. It was warm, it was muggy. We had 78 yesterday.
Yeah, it was very warm.
Big difference today. Big difference. We spent most of the day in the 40s today. Let me do a little weather, and we're going to come back and talk more about what's hot on the web and on our digital platforms. But right now, let me give you your first alert to a cloudy, cool pattern we've got in place. We've got a north wind right now. Clouds are still sticking around. And as a matter of fact, they're going to stick around till the end of the week. And I want you to get ready for what's shaping up to be a cold night ahead. Lydia, the high today was 73.
Wow.
You're wondering when?
Yeah, when?
It was at midnight. 12:10 to be exact. 12:10. We spent most of the day today in the 40s. The low, 44, and I do believe that's our current temperature right now, 44 and cloudy at Memphis International. So what goes down in the record books is 73. But what people here know is that we spent most of the day in the 40s. There was no 70-degree temperature anywhere. Winds have also diminished. They're out of the north-northeast about 6 miles per hour. So we're going to have a light wind for the rest of the night. Didn't get a lot of rain this morning, only 0.02 of an inch. Over the next 12 hours, it's going to be cloudy. It's going to get cold, as a matter of fact. We're going to find temps falling in the 30s by early morning. We'll still be in the low 40s at 9, right around 40 at midnight, and then 38 at 3 a.m., 35 at 6 a.m., and not much of a warm-up coming our way tomorrow. So mostly cloudy, 34 tonight. Got a northeast wind about 5 miles per hour. Look at these low temperatures. Trenton, you're going to fall to 29 degrees tonight. Dave Brown's hometown. Trenton, Tennessee, 29. Right around the low 30s elsewhere in West Tennessee. Northern Mississippi will find low 30s in northeast Mississippi from Holly Springs east of Corinth, but mid-30s a little farther west, but still cold. As a matter of fact, the average low is 40. So we're looking at temperatures that are going to be anywhere from about 10 to 12 degrees cooler, or yeah, about 5 to 10 degrees cooler than average. I had to do the math really quick in my head there. I'm getting older. I can't add up as fast. Here's a look at our first alert Doppler radar. So even with clouds out there, we're not dealing with anything in the way of rain, but look at the clouds. They're just relentless. There were a couple of breaks today, and there may be a few tonight, tomorrow. This is what I'm watching, though. You see this whole area that's back here in Texas?
Yes.
And it's right here. It's that little area that's back there in West Texas, and that's kind of streaming to the east. I think that's going to drive a little moisture in our direction. It's going to do two things. It's going to keep clouds in play for the rest of the night tonight, through the day tomorrow, and it's likely going to lead to some rain tomorrow night. Let's take a look at the big picture because the nation's midsection getting a nice break. We had the severe weather in the upper Midwest yesterday, Chicago into the Great Lakes region, strong storms there. That whole system now moving into the Northeast, bringing rain. Vermont, Connecticut getting some snow out of this, even a little bit of a wintry mix in there. New York City dealing with rain, but all this moving on the eastern coast. And then out west, that moisture, that Pacific moisture continues to flow in there, bringing rain to the Pacific Northwest. Here's a look at the national futurecast. I love showing this because you get a great idea of what's going on in the nation. Now, right around midnight, it's going to be cold. The lower 48, looking at cold temperatures. We go from near record heat in many parts of the area, in many parts of the nation yesterday, to bitter cold today. And that's going to exist from the northern plains all the way into the southeast and the mid-south. We are going to have clouds across the southeast and really along the middle and lower Mississippi River Valley. Showers are going to start moving out of Texas during the early morning hours tomorrow and continue spreading north and east. And I think as we get into Thursday evening, we're going to find rain start to move into the mid-south. Back to the west, snow in the higher elevations of the Rockies. Could be some heavy snow in those areas for parts of Idaho, Montana, even into western Washington and Oregon. Northern California, looking at snow in the higher elevations there too. But for us, we got another round of rain coming our way. Now, temperatures, they're going to be cooler than average tomorrow all across the southeastern U.S. Typically, we're seeing highs right around the upper 50s, low to mid 60s for the southeast. The average high in Memphis tomorrow is 59. We're only going to hit 52. And temperatures right around 60 in New Orleans and Augusta, Georgia. Look at this, though. Nothing like what's happening in the Great Lakes region and in the Northeast. We're going to be only in the mid-20s around the UP of Michigan. Waterton looking at 24 tomorrow. And it's going to be chilly to the north, although earlier this week, Bismarck, North Dakota had temperatures in the teens. Tomorrow they'll hit 50. It'll be like a spring day there, almost. 60 in Boise. 71 in Tucson, Arizona. Just a couple of temperatures. Let's talk highs in here in the mid-south. We're going to see temps right around the low 50s in West Tennessee. It's going to be a mostly cloudy to overcast day. Maybe a little peak of sunshine, but a lot of clouds. Northern Mississippi, same for you. Low 50s for the most part, and we'll find temperatures right around 51 to 52 for most of eastern Arkansas. Memphis tomorrow should be mostly cloudy in the morning, about 35 at 7, 48 at noon. We get to 50 around 3 and at 5. We'll be close to the 50-degree mark, but still below the average. And then 48, notice 20% chance of a shower tomorrow evening at 7. Now, the high in Memphis tomorrow, 52. We'll have a northeast wind about 5 to 10 miles per hour. The overall rain chance for the day is only 20%. That means no matter where you are in the area, in the Action News 5 coverage area of all the counties we cover, there's a 20% chance that you may see some rain. However, that rain chance is going to jump up as we get to Thursday night. I want to take a look at Futurecast for Thursday, and we're going to start this off at noon, all right? So noon Thursday should be mostly cloudy to overcast for basically the entire area. Temps are going to be right around the upper 40s. I don't even see a 50-degree temp on there. Then, by 6 in the evening, notice to the south, right around southern Quitman, Panola, even south of Lafayette County. You notice a little green down there? Yeah, we're going to start to see showers move again. And I think tomorrow night at 10, we're likely going to have scattered showers coming in from the southwest. And overnight Thursday night into the early morning hours of Friday, scattered showers in the mix. Temperatures are going to be in the lower range of the 40s, so not as drastically cold as tonight. And that's good news, because if that rain was coming in tonight, we'd be talking about snow.
Oh.
Yeah, but not tonight. So it's just going to be a cold rain in the early morning hours of Friday. So the good news about this, by 6 a.m., most of it's out of here. There may be a little bit lingering, maybe even some sprinkles, but as we get to the peak of the Friday morning rush hour, should be gone. And by midday Friday, still cloudy, still chilly, but it should be dry, and that'll lead to a dry Friday night, and you're going to love the weekend. You're going to absolutely love it. I'll talk more about that in a moment. Let's talk rain, how much rain will fall. From Thursday night through Friday, we're looking at about 2/100 of an inch of rain in Memphis. That's what we picked up this morning in Memphis. At Memphis International, we got 2/100 of an inch of rain. So just very light precipitation, maybe close to 1/3 of an inch around Oxford. There may be some communities that don't get a drop, but I think most areas will see 1/10 of an inch or less as that next round comes on through. So, as I always say, get the app. Get the Action News 5 First Alert Weather app. You'll have the hour-by-hour forecast, the interactive radar, so many other great features on there, and it's free for Apple and Android products. Let me get you past the end of the week, because temperatures, look at this. They're going to push back in the 70s
nice.
Saturday and Sunday. What are you doing this weekend?
I am going to see the new Dune movie
Ooh,
with
that's gonna be good.
friends on Saturday.
That's like an indoor thing. It's going to be fabulous.
I mean, true, but that means we can do some outdoor things as well.
Or you do the drive-in. There you go. Is it playing at the drive-in? That'd be fun.
I haven't been to the drive-in in a while, but
that may
it's
not
very
be
fun.
bad. Here's the weekend forecast, by the way. It's going to be partly cloudy Saturday, 70, breezy, mild Sunday, 74, dry. But then we're looking at rain that comes into play for Monday and Tuesday of next week. As a matter of fact, on Tuesday, there could be some thunderstorms. So anyway, we planted the seed to get out, do something. If you're going to go to a movie indoors, go to a movie at the drive-in. That'll be a lot more fun, won't it? What else is happening on the web, Lydia, and what do we got?
Okay, so check this out. There's the jackpot, the Mega Millions jackpot is expected to top or exceed $600 million. Tuesday's drawing, there were no winners, so yeah.
What would you do if you won $600 million?
There would be a job opening. I would probably, move somewhere like the mountains.
You would have to move somewhere where people couldn't find you to beg you for money.
And then I'd just stay in the woods like a cryptid and just be the weird lady in the woods, and that would be me.
I think if I won, I'd keep working, but no one would tell me what to do.
Yeah, I don't think that would happen.
Where's that story? Is that on our website?
Yes, this is on our website. So you can visit actionnews5.com. You can check it out and learn more. And yeah, get a ticket.
Nice. Anything on Insta or our other digital platforms we want to push?
Let's see. Well, we did have another web story. The Texas Panhandle store video and the Wendy's story in the spring countdown. Those are all on our social media platforms. But
spring. By the way, meteorological spring begins Friday. We do it in 3-month increments. So March 1st is the beginning of meteorological spring. It just makes it easy for us to keep up. Joyce Peterson, how are you?
For real spring.
Tonight on Action News 5 at 10.
Yeah.
Big story, huh?
First of all, can we just talk about Luca, the canine?
Luca the
Luca the canine, the DeSoto County canine killed in the line of duty. Luca's funeral was today.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know until after the funeral that Luca had served in Afghanistan. So not only did this German Shepherd protect the citizens of DeSoto County for more than 3 years, prior to that, this dog served our country in Afghanistan, saved his handler. They were fired upon by the enemy, and this dog pulled his handler down to the ground to avoid getting hit by gunfire. And the soldier next to his handler was killed by that gunfire. But because Luca pulled his handler down to safety on the ground, he survived. So anyway, I thought that was a beautiful tribute
Yeah.
to Luca
Yeah.
and something that people should know about, and we thank this pup for his service.
We
he-
also have this story on our website. We covered the final ride hosted by several agencies, not just
Yeah.
DeSoto County Sheriff's Office today.
Yeah, Luca the canine got a full the police funeral.
Yeah, seeing all the other canines and their handlers lined up along the route, I mean, it gives
Yeah,
you
it's
goosebumps.
same here. I'm doing it right
Yeah,
now.
and to his handler, our thoughts and prayers are with him and his family and the department, because it's a loss for them.
Yeah,
So,
truly is.
the story I'm working on for tonight, let me tell you. So Monday at the Community Foundation of Greater Memphis, which is just down the street from us, they do a lot of good work in the community. I mean, grants given to so many different agencies that work with folks in this community who need help living, help learning, help being successful in life. So Mayor Young is at an announcement down there on Monday, right there, a $272,000 check from J.P. Morgan Chase
It's big.
given to the Blueprint Collective, right? So they're going to work with young people and help them turn things around. Well, during this meeting, the mayor just happened to mention that 2 weeks ago he met with the city's top gang leaders, that he asked for a face-to-face. So I reported that Monday because, as we all know, crime is the number one thing we talk about in this community, right? It was the number one topic at a town hall last night that the mayor held, his first One Memphis town hall held in Whitehaven. Majority of questions were about crime. There has been more pushback from viewers about that story, about him meeting with gang members. Viewers who say, great, it's worth a shot, glad he did it. And others who are like, you might as well negotiate with Hamas. You're not going to have any success asking for a ceasefire. Others who see it as a PR stunt. Others who see it as something very brave of this mayor to do, right?
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
what we talked about
Yeah.
Monday night.
I personally, I'm not supposed to give opinions, but I thought it was a good idea. I did.
So it turns out he's not the first Memphis mayor to meet with gangs.
Ah.
Mayor Strickland did it throughout his 8-year term in office. The Nashville mayor, newly elected, just as Paul Young is, Freddie O'Connell in Nashville, also met with gang members. This is a crime-fighting strategy right now, especially in cities that are dealing with high crime, that the mayors are meeting face-to-face with the gangs. Gangs have changed. It's not like it was before 30 years ago, the Crips, the Bloods, the Vice Lords. There are all these little splintered factions now, so it's much harder.
And are they really gangs, or are they just
Troubled
groups
youth who are in
of-
cliques? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of what we're dealing with. So we're going to take a look at that tonight at 10. The reaction from viewers, very strong reaction about the mayor meeting with gangs. And I asked the mayor about it last night at the town hall. Did you expect that kind of pushback? So he responds to that. And then just, how you deal with these gangs now, since they're just these little groups. There's so many of them in so many different communities. And the police chief told us last night that a lot of these young people, they're getting arrested, but then they get back out. That's a whole nother issue with, jail or no jail. But she said they'll commit a crime in one part of town and then move to another part of town. So they're not just staying in one location and commanding that area. They're going wherever the availability is.
Wow.
To commit a crime. So it's fascinating. And so we're looking more into that. And if you have any thoughts or comments, let me hear them, because our Facebook page, we had almost 300 comments on this story, which is a lot of comments for a story.
And how did they lean? Or was equally divided?
No.
No?
A lot of doubters, a lot of jaded folk in this town. I'm right there with you, because we've been talking. I've lived here 30 years. And we've always talked about crime.
Yeah, I've been here all my life, so this is home for me. But I also believe that you can't do anything without starting some sort of dialogue,
which is important.
Yeah.
And we really got to reach these troubled kids earlier. And I don't know what happened to a lot of the programs that were going on, but they're creating a lot of new programs, looking to other cities to see how they deal with troubled youth. And you got to reach them young, like 4, 5, and 6 years old. I mean, these young people who are 15 and 16 and already committing a lot of crimes, that's going to be a tougher rehabilitation. They're still trying. I mean, the DA told me they're not locking these kids up for 1 or 2 crimes. I mean, there has to be a long list or heinous crimes, murders, and a real threat to society before they remove you from society. It's an interesting dialogue, but you asked which way. I would say 70-30 people were like, why bother?
Yeah.
The 30% are like, it's worth a shot, you're opening up the dialogue. But the mayor's very insistent that if you don't at least start the conversation, you're not going to change anything.
Right.
And he's working with these two intervention groups, 901 Block Squad and then Heal 901. They got him the hookup with the gang members because they're out in the street. They know where the gangs are. They know, who the leaders of these gangs are. And so they were able to facilitate this meeting. Another question we got, why didn't they arrest these gang members? Instead of talking to them, why not just scoop them up off the street? That's not how they're doing it right now. That's not how they're doing it. The gangs were given a promise. If the mayor comes into this room and meets with you, there will be no prosecution. It will be a safe space. But again, they're not locking them up. It's about rehabilitation.
Well, that too is a bit of a double-edged sword because, yeah, you put somebody in prison, but what comes out of prison is not necessarily better. And, you just can't put kids away forever. What do we do?
Well, we're playing catch up right now because we
Yeah.
have this generation of lost children, and we're now seeing the progressive push to rehabilitate, not incarcerate. And then you have the law and order Republicans on this side going, it's not working. People are terrified of going downtown. They're tired of getting their cars stolen. Not once, but twice. When I heard the DA mention it, the DA had a town hall that I also covered. When I tell you that I have been to town hall meetings the last few
Yeah, you
weeks.
have. You've been hitting them all.
But the DA, when he was talking to the crowd, he said, I know you're tired of having your car stolen multiple times. I almost fell out of my chair. We are to the point now where people aren't just having their cars stolen once, it's multiple times. Oh, and speaking of which, at last night's town hall, and these One Memphis town halls are terrific. If there's one in your community, and they are going around the city, I advise you to go. They're supposed to last an hour. Last night's went hour and a half. People lined up to ask questions. You can ask the mayor questions. He has all of his leadership team there. So Doug McGowan from MLGW got questions. Police Chief C.J. Davis got questions. What she told us last night, car thieves, you know how they were going after the Hyundais and the Kias?
Yeah.
And so there are all these steering wheel lock giveaways for owners of those cars. Well, guess what? The thieves are shifting. Guess what they're going after now?
What?
Nissans and Chevys, and this is from the police chief.
Wow.
Nissans and Chevys are being targeted now. So she said if you have a Nissan or a Chevy, reach out to MPD to get a steering wheel lock, or the club, as we called it back in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
Which is what we used to use when we olds were dealing with stolen cars several decades ago.
Where is the next community meeting? Do you have that?
I
know
do.
that off the top of
So
your
the
head?
next One Memphis Town Hall is this Friday, March 1st, at the Geisman Community Center, newly remodeled, multi-million-dollar remodel. It is the nicest, most expensive community center in the city. So I'm excited to see it. 6 to 7 p.m. Friday, Geisman Community Center in Berklair. What's neat, there's a large Hispanic population there and also an Arabic population. They'll have people who speak Arabic and Spanish there because it's such a multicultural neighborhood. The first town hall, One Memphis Town Hall, was in Whitehaven, where they have a burgeoning Hispanic population and an African population. So as we go to these town halls, we're also learning more about the immigration patterns in Memphis
Yeah.
and all the folks coming to our city. So that's been a fun lesson too.
Yeah, my mother was Mexican, and she came here in 1962, and there were a handful. We used to joke about it. There were two Mexicans, mom and somebody else. But the Latino community has truly grown to a significant number now, exceeding 100,000,
Yeah.
and continuing to grow. So, as the populations continue to grow and we become more of a melting pot, so to speak, it's important, I think, for everybody to get involved.
So he calls himself a Mexicippian because dad was from Mississippi and mom was from Mexico. So you are a Mexicippian. I tell that whenever I'm at Hispanic events, I share that with them. They get a kick out of it. A Mexicippian.
But I'm also a proud Memphian too, so this is home.
Absolutely.
And, yeah.
One other meeting.
Yeah.
So the next, we had the One Memphis Town Hall, which is Friday. MPD holds business summits where retired MPD officers educate business owners on how to protect their property, their employees, and their customers from the criminals, crooks, and creeps that are out there doing these smash and grabs and holding up businesses, robbing them. So the next MPD Business Crime Summit, I just got the notification. Let me search my 56-year-old brain here. It is March 15th, also a Friday, from 6 to 7 p.m. at Bellevue Baptist Church. So that's the Appling Farms precinct, which is our police precinct,
Yeah.
even though we live miles and miles and miles and miles away from there because Appling precinct is huge. But business owners, the first business summit sparsely attended, there was such good information shared there that if you are a business owner who lives and works anywhere near Appling Farms Precinct or Bellevue Baptist Church, go to this event, March 15th, 6 to 7 p.m. The MPD educates business owners on the things you can do, and it was really eye-opening and informational. So I hope that if you are a business owner watching this right now, that you will take that to heart.
And listen, a really significant point about this is business owners are contacting our television station oftentimes saying, why isn't somebody doing something about this? Well, efforts are being made. It's important that when something like this comes about, you attend and see the information they have to offer and hear, and because it's going to take all of us.
Police chief also said last night they are making headway in these smash and grabs. They are arresting people. Those people aren't staying in jail. And so that's the dialogue we still have to have with the judges, the courts, the DA's office. It's a continuing dialogue we are having as we adjust and change and shift and remodel our court system and bail system.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, hey, thanks for jumping in on our
Absolutely.
chat tonight.
Didn't mean
We'll
to
see you
take up
tonight
all
on
that
Action.
time,
No, it
but
was great. It was
I mean,
good
MPD
stuff.
really working hard here. The mayor's really working hard.
So
DA's
things are
offices
being
too.
done. We've just got to get involved as a community.
And find common ground.
Yeah.
Our organizations, our officials have to find common ground, and we're not quite there yet. It's been a struggle, and you know, caught up in the middle of all this are the victims of crime, and my heart goes out to you.
Well, let's hope this momentum takes us there.
All right, cool.
Good stuff.
All right,
Thank
you,
you
sir.
for joining
Appreciate
us.
it.
We'll see you
Miss
on Action
Lydian,
News
as
5 to
always,
10.
your goddess. Appreciate it. Yep.
All right.
I'm
You are
out.
awesome. Thank you very
Bye, y'all.
much.
Have a good
Lydian,
night.
any final notes before we wrap it up here?
No,
What do you got for us?
I think that's it, Ron.
All right. Good stuff tonight on the Action News 5 digital desk. Thank you all very much for watching. We will see you on Action News 5 at 10. I'm also going to talk about the threat for some rain and thunderstorms coming our way for the beginning of next week. So be sure to tune in on that. In the meantime, have a great night, and I'll see you. Or no, you'll see me. We haven't worked that out yet. You'll see me at 10. See you
Thanks
then.
for watching.